afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Yesterday we had all that snow video for the Open. Now it's gone.
A little more normal today.
A little more normal.
Yeah, still a little on the chilly side, but
the sun helps a lot.
Yes, it does.
We'll get to the weather in just a bit, but first, police chase starts, stops, and starts up again. A story of two policies just ahead.
Another Starbucks in Madison votes to unionize. So what is driving this pro-labor movement? And Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News have settled for almost $800 million, avoiding a trial. Let's take a look outside. The cranes are back, hanging out. Yeah, be careful driving around. They're all over the place.
They are, between them and the turkeys. Be careful out there. But the weather is not too taxing on this tax day. Greg is in the backyard.
Yeah,
the sun is out?
It is out, and it actually feels better. I mean, still below average temperatures, but overall, the snow is gone for most of southern Wisconsin. So as you look outside, it's looking good with the temperatures right now sitting in the 50s. Right now, we see 50 degrees, 52, but up to the north, Sparta 46, and you know what's under that because they still got a lot of snow cover, and visible satellite clearly shows that right now. It's starting to shrink. You can see that just by the loop going on, but still, it's quite a bit of snowpack up there. It likely will be gone over the next couple days. Otherwise, no clouds in sight. The next system we're watching is just on your left screen there, kind of Cirrus beginning to push in. We've got a warm front that's going to be tracking close to the area. Right now, the winds are light out of the northeast. They'll start turning around in advance of that warm front that'll be approaching overnight. And you can see the winds, too, turning around to the west there. And warmer conditions, more seasonal or even above average once you get towards Iowa. We're kind of sitting cold, as you see in the overall map. So this evening, plenty of sunshine, light winds. Temperatures will steadily slowly fall down into the upper 40s, but won't be fall overall tonight. Get down to the mid 40s as we get about 9 to 10 p.m. with generally calm skies and increasing clouds. Which we got ahead, we do have wet weather continued returns again with showers and thunderstorms, and we got the severe weather preparedness week this week, along with the state tornado drill that comes Thursday. I'll break all that down a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg. Thank you. See you then. Monona police arrested 4 people who they said were involved in a shooting and a chase this morning on Madison's east side.
Dispatchers received a report this morning about a person in a car shooting at another car. When Madison officers tried to stop the suspect vehicle, police said the driver sped away. A Monona Police Department canine officer later found the suspect vehicle, and Madison officers used the tire deflation devices to slow the vehicle. The vehicle came to a stop, and 5 people ran from the area. 4 were taken into custody, and 1 remains at large.
And that police chase at Madison and Monona this morning has turned into a conversation about policy in action.
Madison stopped a chase that they thought was unsafe. Monona picked it up. Those chiefs now tell our investigative reporter Naomi Coles each agency made the right choice. Naomi?
Yes, Susan, what we had this morning was a situation where under both of these agencies' policies, it was appropriate to start the chase. The call suggested shots were fired. We know now it was a drive-by shooting, but Madison called their chase off, and Monona, shown here in this dash cam video, picked it back up with help from Monona Grove. Madison chipped in resources, but they did not continue engaging in the chase.
Officers have to calculate very, very quickly in a short amount of time, sometimes minutes, and determine to make a good judgment call. And in this case, I think they made a very good call.
I think that Madison is sort of at the point that community is comfortable with their police department. The challenge is that you have several surrounding communities, such as Monona, who operate differently.
The chase ended safely with 4 arrests, but the conversation is not over. Coming up tonight at 6, I'll show you the clause in each policy that underscores each department's difference.
We'll see you at 6, Naomi. Thank you. Today, Madison's new Common Council alders were sworn into their roles. The collective body of city leaders is being regarded as one of the most diverse in city history, including the city's first transgender council member. This comes after an election cycle with close races, with 1 seat chosen by a game of chance. Catherine Merck speaks with the new council members about their goals to improve the city. That's coming up at 5 and 6. Workers at the State Street Starbucks downtown are making a push to unionize.
This morning, they filed with the National Labor Relations Board for an election to move forward. Our Tahlil Modine joins us with more details. Tahlil?
Yeah, the State Street location is actually the second in Madison wanting to unionize. Capitol Square workers won their bid last summer to join Starbucks Workers United. Now, State Street location staff are also hoping to join the nationwide collective, working to support baristas and other frontline staff. They're raising complaints about cut hours, inadequate staffing, and safety concerns. They say corporate leaders are refusing to bargain in good faith and are putting profit over people.
They see us as expendable. They see us as nothing. And I think that's how most partners here feel. And honestly, they just want a voice. They just want democracy. They want fairness. They don't want to be arbitrarily punished.
The State Street shop is one of hundreds of locations across the country joining the effort to unionize. The National Labor Relations Board maintains that the company's practices in response to those efforts violate the law. Tonight at 6, we'll have more on why experts say the service industry is seeing a new interest in unions and what options workers have to push companies for recognition.
We will see you at 6, Tahlil. Thank you. Michael Johnson, the CEO and president of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, was honored as a hometown hero by the State Assembly this afternoon. Under Michael's leadership, generous contributions increased the organization's assets from $4 million in 1999 to over $25 million this year. Representative Sheila Stubbs from Madison nominated Michael Johnson and called him a true hero for children and families across Dane County, even extending into Walworth County.
Oh, once the snow clears, you may have to start thinking about mowing your lawn again.
And a bill in the state legislature would ensure that residents could use any type of mower they want, as political reporter Will Keneally explains from the Capitol. Will?
So the genesis of this bill largely comes from other states, according to the bill's author, which have passed bans on gas-powered appliances like mowers or snowblowers, for example. Representative Ellen Schutt from Rock County says it's about allowing Wisconsinites the freedom to choose.
These bills just protect the consumers, our manufacturers, and our distributors across the state from deciding what kind of vehicle or lawnmower or kitchen appliance you want to have in your home. And it shouldn't be mandated at any level of government to tell you you can't have a type of device or vehicle because of its energy source.
She also said some of the energy co-ops in her district are concerned about the state's energy grid capacity if there's a significant shift in demand for electric power. But again, this is largely in response to other states, not any specific moves in Wisconsin. Now, the bill heads from the State Assembly here to the State Senate. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Well, thank you. Dane County District Attorney Ismail Ozan, Dane County Judge Everett Mitchell, and others are urging local parents to reconsider the use of physical discipline on their kids. A study published in 2016 found that physical punishment of children only led to increased disobedience and aggression in the child, as well as possible physical and mental health problems as adults. It also reinforces an idea in children that violence is a way to solve problems and, in turn, increase the likelihood of that child engaging in criminal activity as they got older.
And parenting really should be not just do what I say, it should be rooted in be who I am. And if you want that little body to be loving and kind and generous and smiling and achieving high, where are they gonna get that from? They have to get it from you. Parenting is about consistency and love. It takes more creativity at times.
This public service announcement is part of Ozan's No Hit Zone initiative, which began back in 2014.
The 84-year-old man accused of shooting a black teenager who mistakenly went to the wrong house in Kansas City last week turned himself in to authorities this afternoon. Chanting, "We love you, Ralph," students walked around Staley High School in Kansas City today in a show of support for junior Ralph Yarl. His family says he was shot twice last week after going to Northeast 115th Street instead of Northeast 115th Terrace, which is a block away, to pick up his younger siblings from a friend's house.
It was about 9:45. I'm like, "Ralph, can you please pick up your brothers for me?" Being the kid he said okay.
The man accused of shooting him, 84-year-old Andrew Lester, is facing 2 felony charges, armed criminal action and first-degree assault. According to a probable cause statement, Lester told police he thought someone was breaking into his house. Yarl is an honor student and an all-state band member. His mother says Yale University has asked him to apply to their school twice.
Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News have reached a deal to resolve a $1.6 billion defamation case the electronic voting company brought against the cable news giant over unfounded accusations that Dominion helped rig the 2020 presidential election.
The resolution of the case came on the first day of the trial in Delaware Superior Court. Nicole Skanga reports.
Lawyers for both sides arrived at the court early Tuesday morning expecting to begin opening arguments. But opening arguments were delayed as both sides negotiated a settlement. Shortly before 4 p.m., Judge Eric Davis brought the jury in and thanked them for their service.
As I was preparing today to give the opening that I never got to give, I was reminded of the hell that the Dominion employees went through and continue to go through to this day. Money is accountability. And we got that today from Fox.
Dominion had been seeking $1.6 billion in damages, saying Fox knowingly aired false claims about their voting machines in order to boost ratings.
Fox repeatedly aired claims from then-President Trump's attorneys saying that Dominion helped rig the 2020 presidential election for Joe Biden.
The judge has already ruled that the statements that were issued by Fox News were in fact false.
But while Fox aired the bogus claims to their audience, internal messages from Fox executives and hosts showed most doubted what they were saying. Fox says the network's coverage of the election was reasonable because the election rigging claims by Trump's lawyers were newsworthy. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
The coronation quiche, a recipe handpicked by King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla, stole the show at a Westminster Abbey lunch today ahead of the coronation celebrations. The dish, featuring spinach, broad beans, and tarragon, is a nod to coronation chicken, a curry and mayonnaise-based dish which was invented for the 1953 coronation of Charles's mother, Queen Elizabeth, that is still enjoyed today. Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, brought the dish to a coronation big lunch where broadcaster and chef Prue Leith, Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby, and others were among the guests.
So that's why I'm involved. I think food can play such a good part, and drink, of course, you know, lots of... I mean, who doesn't like a party? And we're getting better and better at it. You know, at the Jubilee, there was this unprecedented amount of street parties and so on. And I'm old enough to remember the Silver Jubilee. And there were some street parties, but that was the first time I'd ever heard of them. Now they're everywhere, and that's great.
They know how to throw a party.
They do.
That's for sure. The palace said on its website, the quiche has been chosen personally by Charles and Camilla and was easily adapted to different tastes and preferences, presenting it as a recipe for hundreds of community lunches planned across Britain to mark the May 6th coronation.
Just a few weeks away.
Yep.
Well, Ripon, Wisconsin is famous for a lot of things. Its college alum include Spencer Tracy, Harrison Ford, and jazz musician Al Jarreau.
And Rob Starbuck.
And Rob Starbuck, Newsweek's very own.
But the city is most famous as the birthplace of the Republican Party, a historic landmark. But that designation is now in jeopardy. We'll tell you why after the break.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The 995 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
So how green is your thumb? Here at the Bruce Company, it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned gardener or a newbie.
When you come to the Bruce Company, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable team. You'll find beautiful plants, pots, and garden art, plus creative ideas and solutions. The Bruce Company has all the tools you'll need to bring your dream garden to life.
So dream big and get growing with help from the Bruce Company.
The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
This month, step inside local schools on high alert. Madison Magazine shares a chilling look at active shooter drills. Learn how they're affecting students and who's working to minimize their trauma. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. Today, President Biden signed an executive order aimed at expanding access to long-term care and child care.
The order will issue more than 50 directives across nearly every cabinet-level agency. Federal agencies will be directed to identify grant programs that can support child care and long-term care for people working on federal projects. Agencies must consider requiring companies seeking federal job-creating funds to expand access to care for their workers.
The United States of America, we should have no one should have to choose between caring for the parents who raised them, the children who depend on them, or the paycheck they rely on to take care of both.
The executive order will also require the Defense Department to improve affordability of child care for military families.
Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin could be back playing on the field soon. Today, the team's general manager says Hamlin has been cleared to resume football activities. On January 2nd, the 25-year-old went into cardiac arrest after making a tackle in a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Doctors and trainers administered CPR and used a defibrillator on the field to resuscitate Hamlin before he was taken out of the stadium in an ambulance. The Bills say 3 separate specialists have all agreed Hamlin can resume full activities.
Boy,
amazing.
Look at him today.
Amazing.
It is amazing. 1 in 4 middle and high school students may be abusing ADHD medications. That's according to a study published today. It shows that some schools had little to no misuse of ADHD meds, while in other schools, more than 25% of students had used the stimulants in non-medical ways. The medications can be abused to get high or combined with alcohol or other drugs to boost a high.
Well, more states are joining the effort to break up Google's digital advertising business. 9 more states have joined the federal government's antitrust lawsuit against the tech giant. The Justice Department accuses Google of illegally monopolizing the digital advertising market by gobbling up rivals. The DOJ says Google does this through anti-competitive mergers and by bullying publishers and advertisers into using the company's proprietary products.
Apple is now offering a high-yield savings account to its cardholders. The new product is only for people with Apple hardware. Customers can use the account with Goldman Sachs to put any savings they wish to deposit. Bankrate has given the Apple Card high marks as a no-free rewards credit card. Well, the time for procrastinating is over. Today is tax day. April 18th marks the deadline for taxpayers to file their annual returns. If you need more time, you can request an extension, and that would last until October 16th. Tax day, of course, is typically April 15th, but because that date fell on a Saturday this year and due to a Washington, D.C. holiday on Monday, the filing deadline was pushed back to today.
You can get an extension, but you still have to pay by today.
Yes, you do, and you have to file it today.
That's right. Tick-tock. Stocks pretty much ended where they started today on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 10.5 points. The NASDAQ was off 4, but the S&P 500 managed a 3.5-point gain. A piece of political history is at the center of a controversy in Ripon.
The former school, known as the birthplace of the Republican Party, may be losing its National Historic Landmark status due to an address change.
Holly Brantley reports.
Inside the walls of the Little White Schoolhouse, March 20th, 1854. According to the history books, that's when the grassroots meeting took place, forming the Republican Party. Monday morning, the schoolhouse was moved for the 6th time. The Chamber of Commerce sold the land where it once sat to the Boys and Girls Club, so the schoolhouse was moved to West Fond du Lac Street. While the Little White Schoolhouse stands, its old distinctions do not. It's still the birthplace of the Republican Party, but according to a letter from the State Historic Preservation Office, the new move isn't appropriate and wipes the schoolhouse from the National Register and National Historic Landmarks. And that's something that has Tim Bachleitner, chair of the Fond du Lac County Republican Party, pretty upset.
Today stings because individuals in this community knew that by moving the building today without permission from the National Registry was going to get us immediately deleted from the National Registry, and we would lose historic national landmark status. This is not a setting that it deserves to be set in.
According to Chamber Executive Director Mandy Kimes, they received approval by the state to move it and expected the National Register to approve. She says they were surprised to learn of the denial.
As to this process, we have done a lot of due diligence.
Now they are appealing the state's decision.
We want to help rest assured everyone that the Ripon Chamber of Commerce is deeply committed to the preservation, the protection, and the promotion of this really important national treasure.
As for the board of the Little White Schoolhouse, they tell me that this property here was donated to them. They feel it opens up opportunity for people to come here and learn.
One of the things that this property gives us is it gives us a visitor center. It's on the main drag.
Former Senator Luther Olson is on the board for the Little White Schoolhouse.
What's important is not where it's at, but what happened in it. That's the thing. What happened in it was the start of the Republican Party.
Bottom line here, both sides do agree that the Little White Schoolhouse is the birthplace of the Republican Party, and they feel that can't be taken away.
And while the chamber awaits their appeal to the National Register, they continue to work on plans to turn the new location into a museum.
Interesting story.
It really is. They should have checked first.
Location matters.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, it's Holocaust Remembrance Day, a day to honor the past and to make sure the horrors of the Holocaust are never forgotten.
We'll find out about a new campaign in Israel to make sure young people never forget. That's coming up after Greg's First Warn forecast.
An important message for Americans age 50 to 85.
How's John?
Oh, much better.
That was quite a scare.
Got us thinking about a lot of things, like life insurance. If something happened to either one of us, we'd really be in trouble. But where can we get coverage with John's health problems on a fixed income?
Go with the sure thing. Colonial Penn.
Friends have been telling friends about Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance for more than 50 years, and with good reason. If you're between the ages of 50 and 85, it's a sure thing. Your acceptance is guaranteed because full benefits are not paid in the first 2 years. You don't need a physical exam, and we won't ask about your health. You cannot be turned down. And the price? Options start at $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day.
I don't know. What if the price goes up as we get older?
With Colonial Penn, your rate is another sure thing. It will never increase. That's because it comes with something you won't find in other policies, a lifetime rate lock. The rate you start with is the one you keep. Guaranteed. And you should know this coverage can last a lifetime. Some insurance policies end once you reach a certain age. Not this one. As long as you pay your premiums, it's yours for life. Call the number on your screen now, and we'll send you free information by mail. You have nothing to lose, because at Colonial Penn, your satisfaction is another sure thing. Every policy we issue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you've been thinking about getting life insurance to help your family with funeral expenses and other bills you may leave behind, call for free information today. There's no obligation, and you'll receive a free beneficiary planner just for calling.
Same time next week? Sure thing.
Call 1-800-248-6940 for your free information and your free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-248-6940. There's no obligation. 1-800-248-6940. Call now.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
And share ways we can help build a healthy community together. Join us on air, online, and in your village, and take time for kids.
Well, take a look at this. A composite Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton up for auction in Zurich is expected to sell for between $5 and $8.6 million. Footage from Kohler Auction shows a time-lapse and a close-up look of the 67-million-year-old skeleton measuring 38 feet in length and 12.8 feet high. The auction house said Tuesday's sale was the first time in Europe and the third time globally that a full T-Rex skeleton would be offered at auction. The composite T-Rex has been dubbed Trinity because it's composed from parts found in 3 U.S. states.
Wow, that's something.
That would fit in here.
Yeah, you want that in your living room or?
Well, sign the check, but yeah. Millions.
It's very cool.
38 feet? This has got to be 38
Yeah, it would
feet.
fit in here. That's true. All right, place your bid.
Most of these T-Rex bones are found out west.
Yeah, out west,
Montana.
North Dakota is a popular spot. Montana, obviously Wyoming too in those areas. Yeah, so
I guess we can't afford it.
I can, no, but I'd like to.
Well, nice to see the sun today.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably about the last day you'll see it. Well, we might see a little sun, but we got wet weather again coming. So quite a bit more rain. Unfortunately, not snow, but it's going to be wet for the next couple days. I'll break down the timing of all the showers and thunderstorms after the break.
Heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
If your house was cold this winter, it's going to be hot this summer. And now's the time to get your home more energy efficient. It's National Insulation Month, and we're celebrating by giving you the savings of $2,000. And just in time before you get those big summer electric bills. Spring's booking quickly, so don't wait to insulate. Call now and save up to $2,000 during National Insulation Month.
USA Insulation.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Wisconsin lottery winners are everywhere in Wisconsin. Some win a little, some win a lot. Some play every day, and some win on their very first try. But no matter who they are or how they play, Wisconsin lottery players have been awarded $9.7 billion in prizes since 1988. From Spring Green to Shawano, Harmony to Hudson, you'll find winners everywhere in Wisconsin.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we speak about a lot of convective outlooks with the Severe Weather Preparedness Week, and one of the ideas that we show this for is how to give you an idea of how much the severe weather potential is there. And we show this graphic, and this is actually for Wednesday, the green, and then the yellow, which is slight. Basically, as you look at this chart, as you go higher up, the risk gets higher, but also the coverage gets higher. And you remember, we did have moderate levels about a few weeks ago with that severe weather outbreak. But you can see that's how we kind of enhanced this. So right now we've got marginal, slight. We see a lot of that, enhanced a little bit. But right now, marginal conditions are basically southern Wisconsin and further south. The severe weather for the system is actually further south. So it could give you an idea. We still got the river issues going on right now. A lot of the gauges of the Wisconsin are either at action or minor flood stage right now. And then a lot along the Mississippi is getting into the minor, even moderate flood as you go further towards La Crosse, and Winona up in those areas. So right now we do have some warnings out for these areas. Still got the moderate flooding, major flooding actually now for the area near Portage, up to the north, so minor flooding towards Castle Rock, and then moderate flooding up towards La Crosse, and then gets down further toward Prairie du Chien. Eventually we'll get moderate flooding in a couple days, and then Dubuque's expecting major flooding. Once again, this all doesn't count in the rainfall that we're going to get in the next system, so once again, these could change, but we are going to see some river flooding going on for at least for the next week and a half. We do have showers and thunderstorms. One round comes tomorrow morning. We'll probably see a break. A second round's Wednesday night and Thursday. That has the potential maybe to more heavier rainfall, and if we get the severe threat, that'll probably be the time frame. And then maybe a third round with the cold front coming through Thursday afternoon. So there's 3 rounds to get with this. And then it turns colder, unfortunately, for the weekend. Friday's not too bad, but then a few showers and really chilly Saturday with 40s. And yes, we could see some snow come Saturday night. Again, just mixing, not accumulating or anything. Overall for tonight, we'll see the increase in clouds. That first round won't come until morning. You can see here comes the warm front that lifts north. We'll have some showers, embedded thunderstorms as it lifts northeast. Morning commute might be affected with that. Another round later in the morning lifts north. We might have a break in the afternoon, a few showers or thunderstorms probably east of the area in the afternoon. And then the really main stuff comes is Wednesday night, overnight into Thursday morning. You see in the picture right there, a line of really almost moderate rainfall, heavy rainfall potential with some thunderstorms as that lifts through. And then the final piece comes through Thursday morning with the cold front. And then depending on the timing of the cold front, we could see another round come through Thursday afternoon too, with the winds turning around to the west. Warmest day will be then Thursday. There's your potential for rainfall. This really depends on where the thunderstorms form, but everyone could get a half to maybe an inch. If you get under the thunderstorm, you might get more 2 or 3 inches potentially, just depends on how things pan out. Otherwise, you see the temperatures, we will climb up to the mid-60s Thursday, probably in the afternoon, so we'll be the most mildest day we'll have for the stretch. Then we get chilly for the weekend, and then we dry out for the start of next week, and then maybe another chance later in next week, but no real warm conditions to be felt. Unfortunately, like I said, Saturday is going to be quite chilly with mid-40s and maybe some snow in the morning. We'll see.
Wow.
So not like we saw this last system, but definitely I think it'll be cold. It'll definitely be cold that day.
Flake or 2.
Yeah, but unfortunately it's still April.
It is.
We'll be complaining that it's too hot soon enough.
I was complaining last week it was too hot.
Yes. And then you got your wish.
I got my
exactly.
wish. Greg, thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Well, as millions mark Holocaust Remembrance Day, a new campaign in Israel is making sure younger generations don't forget the horrors of history.
Tina Kraus reports from London.
Life stood still for 2 minutes Tuesday, with sirens sounding across Israel to honor the 6 million Jews killed in the Holocaust. This is a Remembrance Day that's been marked for 70 years, but some worry this horrifying time in history may get lost on young people.
Was like this?
Sandbags? Because at that time, people thought that the sandbags would save them from the Germans.
So some of Israel's top gamers have teamed up with Holocaust survivors to bring their stories alive in 3D.
Tell the story through gaming, and the experience is different. And I feel it's amazing.
Using Call of Duty World War II game apps that show authentic locations from the horrors of the Holocaust, those now in their 90s walk the younger generation through one of the world's darkest chapters.
They started to provoke Jews who lived in the ghetto. Almost all my family has been killed.
95-year-old Avraham Roet was only 12 when Germans invaded the Netherlands, forcing his family to hide. Most of them were murdered.
The last thing they always say to us is, do not forget us and remember.
He hopes opening young people's eyes to a painful past will lead to a future full of understanding. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Those gaming sessions with survivors are being streamed on social media sites to reach as many people as possible.
Never forget. Well, coming up next here on Live at 4, Consumer Reports gives us the lowdown on conductive cooktops.
And then coming up next hour at 5, an all-new Boys and Girls Club is coming to Portage. Our Kyle Pozorski will tell us more at 5.
Dear Exit Strategy. All your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
Dear Exit Strategy. All your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
New at 5, Portage is finally getting a Boys and Girls Club. Find out why it took so long, plus a behind-the-scenes look at the building conversion.
A storm system will bring scattered showers and thunderstorms to southern Wisconsin from tomorrow through Thursday. Otherwise, temperatures will generally stay cool into next week. At 5, I'll take a look when the best chances for rain will be through Thursday.
And ahead at 6, tension is rising among local law enforcement agencies. How a car chase is causing some trouble between the Madison and Monona police forces. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Phoenix, Arizona. 85 degrees there.
Beautiful day.
NBA playoffs continue there tonight. Suns versus Clippers. And
AC is on inside.
Yeah, and Milwaukee plays tomorrow night.
Yep, that's right.
Well, gas versus electric, which is better?
In the kitchen, it's been a heated debate among home chefs, and recently gas stoves have also become a hot political topic as well.
Not sure which ones to choose. Consumer Reports reveals a newer cooking option you might want to consider. Shane Hogan tells us more.
Last year, Leah Brickley said farewell to her gas range and bought an induction range for her home kitchen. As a professional chef and baker, she was conflicted.
I was a little nervous when they actually pulled the gas stove out and put the induction in, but I haven't looked back, and I don't miss cooking on gas at all.
Consumer Reports' Paul Hope says if you're looking to replace an old range, don't let fear of the unfamiliar keep you from switching to induction.
Induction uses an oscillating magnetic field to actually transfer energy directly from the element to the pan. The result is it's much more efficient and it heats up faster too.
And contrary to what you may have heard, you probably won't need to buy all new cookware.
It's true that induction only works with magnetic cookware, but that really isn't as limiting as it sounds. Cast iron, most stainless steel, even an enameled cast iron Dutch oven all work. If you're not sure, stick a magnet to your pan. If the magnet sticks to it, it's going to work with induction.
What doesn't work? Aluminum. But anodized aluminum might.
Traditionally, anodized aluminum cookware didn't work with induction, but more and more we're seeing pieces like this that come with a special base that's induction compatible.
Another plus, in CR's range tests, induction burners typically outperform other types of cooktop burners. This Frigidaire earns top scores for low and high heat cooking, plus very good scores for baking. It also costs thousands less than many of the other recommended inductions in CR's ratings. And if you're not ready to be fully inducted, CR also checked out several portable induction cooktops.
Portable induction cooktop is a really good option if you routinely entertain or find yourself without enough free burners on your stove.
This one from Duck's Top heats fast, offers steady simmering, and masters melting. And just like full-size induction cooktops, they're very easy to clean. This is Shane Hogan.
Thank you, Shane. And Consumer Reports says if you're making the switch from a gas range to an induction, you'll likely need to pay an electrician to install a new outlet.
And that typically costs a few $100s. I thought you had to have new pans.
So did I. That was the, the greatest thing to learn in that story.
Well, just when you think we've run out of news about COVID, more headlines are made.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff has news about a new booster for seniors and a rise in the number of people testing positive. That's when Live at 4 continues.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Find your inspiration with Wisconsin Vision. About our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Get your outdoor projects done right with Menards. With the best selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber and the inventory to back it up. Now is the time to get that outdoor project you've been meaning to get to done. Best yet, we've made it convenient for you to get in, out, and back to building. Right now at Menards, an 8-foot pressure-treated 2x4 is only $498 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Yeah, so far we're looking pretty decent in traffic. No really incidents, a couple disabled vehicles, but overall there's no crashes to speak of in the Madison metro area. Go west towards Mount Horeb, we're all still looking good. No issues up to the north. No issues to speak of too, and down to the south towards Janesville, we're also looking good. Especially with the severe weather awareness is definitely a big idea, is where to be, what to do when you're out in the road of the tornado. Obviously in a vehicle, you want to get out into a sturdy nearby building. Definitely don't try to outchase or outmaneuver a tornado. Even storm chasers probably can do that, but most of the average person doesn't know where it moves. And last resort, get into a ditch. That would be the last resort if a tornado is coming. So some key things to remember, because once you're out on the road, it's a lot more difficult to get into safety if you have threatening weather going, you guys.
Thank you, Greg. Well, check out these robotic trash cans in New York City. They're part of a study by Cornell University researchers to see how people treat robots and everyday objects. These cans were controlled remotely by researchers observing the interactions, which range from warm to weary. The researchers could potentially be used to inform future robotic studies. But why trash cans? One researcher says, "Are you kidding? It's New York. You got to do trash."
Yeah, right.
More than 1 million women in the U.S. go through menopause every year. Symptoms can last years and may have a major impact on the quality of life.
But some health experts say treatment can help. Lori Lane has always loved being active, but in her late 50s, she started feeling tired. She lacked motivation to work out, and her joints became painful. Lane says a blood test revealed her testosterone was low, which made her a candidate for a procedure done at Orlando Health, where a low dose of testosterone is delivered through a pellet injected under the skin during an in-office visit.
As time goes on, I think you're going to see this become a pseudo standard of care that will be an option for almost all patients to see if they can improve upon these menopausal symptoms.
The testosterone pellet procedure is not currently FDA approved, but it is providing relief to patients, and it lasts between 12 to 16 weeks. Lane says she started seeing results within days, and she's back to feeling herself again.
Well, some people will soon be able to get another shot of the bivalent COVID vaccine,
including seniors ages 65 and older and people with compromised immune systems.
The Food and Drug Administration authorized another dose of the bivalent boosters today. UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, is here with his weekly visit. Welcome back.
Hi, Dr. Potoff.
Good to see you guys.
What did you think the FDA thinking is here?
Yeah, so the reason that they did this is we know that with either vaccines or natural immunity, it's pretty decent shortly after you either got the vaccine or you got sick, but then it starts to wane and your chance for more severe disease starts to go up. And this is particularly true in those who are elderly because their immune systems aren't as strong, and those who are immunocompromised. And what we don't want to wait for is to learn that people's current immunity or the vaccine they got back in September isn't good enough and see people in the hospital. At the same time, we don't have conclusive data on exactly when people should get this booster. So I think that's where the FDA today said, you know what, if you're 65 or older, at 4 months, if you get a booster, there's not harm to that, and that probably covers you as that immunity starts to wane. And for those that are severely immunocompromised, they have a poor immune system, they can get it 2 months after that initial vaccine to really provide that level of protection against severe disease before it starts to drop off.
But do you still have to have had all of the previous regimen of vaccines.
So that's the other thing that changed is they're no longer requiring the 2-dose series to start. And the reason behind that is that they're looking at people and they're saying, you know what, either you've been vaccinated and you have some immunity from that, or if you weren't vaccinated, it's almost guaranteed you've come across COVID already. So everyone has essentially been initially inoculated with COVID-19, either through infection or vaccine. So now you're just kind of on to boosters.
And we've seen a little bit of a jump in cases. I mean, we all know somebody who has
Anecdotally,
COVID.
it seems like a lot of people are suddenly testing positive again and getting sick.
I think it's fair. Now, like the data, it's kind of hard to interpret sometimes because there's home testing and things like that. If we look in the health system and people who've called in with positive COVID tests, we did see a bit of an increase, and we're not sure exactly why, but there's some thoughts that it might have been related to spring break, which recently happened. Folks go and they're usually mingling with a whole bunch of people when you're out on vacation. Some of those folks will get COVID, and then maybe now as we're getting past spring break a little bit, we'll see that come down again.
And the weather's getting warmer as well. We're getting outside.
And maybe it'll go back up.
No guarantees, is there?
Who knows?
I want to go back to the bivalent. Why 65? Why not like 50 or?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of picking a cutoff and knowing, you know, people who get to that 65 and older, their ability to generate that immune response is going to be less than someone, say, in their 50, 55s. During COVID, there were some studies looking at these different age brackets, and there did seem to be a bit of a difference in that 60, 65 age group compared to folks who are younger.
And is this sort of the FDA paving the way for these kind of vaccines to become like the flu shot?
I think absolutely, especially with kind of getting away with the requirement for 2 doses to start. We get into a situation where at some interval, and it could end up being yearly. It doesn't mean that forever these vaccines will be at a more frequent interval. Singular, annual COVID vaccine, just like you do with flu.
So if you're 65 and over, you just call your pharmacy, or how do you go about it?
Yep, however you went about and got your last dose, you could do that. But pharmacies, health systems, things like that, I assume soon, within days, they'll be able to administer these doses. They have them. It's not a new shot. It's just a new group of people who are eligible for them.
Okay. Keep a lid on the thing. That's the idea at this point. Doctor, good to see you again.
Thanks,
Same.
Jeff. Good to see you.
Well, final check of your forecast coming up.
Join the circle of life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Made with American biofuels, E15 saves drivers money, reduces emissions, and creates jobs in rural communities. Last year, when gas prices were spiking, President Biden extended summer sales of E15 and saved drivers nearly $1 per gallon in some areas. We can't afford higher gas prices this summer. We need the Biden administration to act again. Tell Senator Baldwin that President Biden must protect access to E15 and extend savings at the pump.
Some Wisconsin lawmakers want to stop bans on gas-powered machinery, what it means for local rules that are already in place. And a new Boys and Girls Club is opening in Portage. We have a behind-the-scenes look at that school's transformation that's coming up at 5.
Lockdown drills have created so much trauma for students that we will likely carry with us for the rest of our lives. I'm always thinking to myself, am I next? Is it me this time?
These drills are traumatizing because we have to do them.
All right, sunny skies with temperatures around 50 for dinner. To this evening, we'll give way to rain and a few thunderstorms for breakfast with temperatures around 40. Showers and thunderstorms will continue through your lunch hour with temperatures about mid-40s. Good news, we'll have a break probably in the Wednesday afternoon time frame. Another round comes Wednesday night into Thursday with heavy rain possible, with maybe a third round Thursday afternoon. Cold front swings through, and that sets up a chilly weekend with temperatures in the mid-40s, with once again we could see a few flakes of snow come Saturday morning, you guys.
All right.
Like a drive-through forecast.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah, sunshine's one of the entrees.
Tomorrow you're on Live 4. It's time to play ball, and this year's Miracle League is expanding. We'll find out how you can take part.
And we'll preview the UW Varsity Band's Spring Indoor Concert. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big spring thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our spring thaw sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer.
I can make the crowd go crazy.
The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models, or get $1,500 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
In today's Final Touch, an update to the story we told you about last week about a lone male bald eagle that mistook a rock for an egg and tried to hatch it.
Well, that guy got a real adoptive hatchling to father. A Missouri bird sanctuary has hatched a plan turning a rock-rearing eagle with lots of love to give into a real dad. Murphy, a bald eagle at the World Bird Sanctuary, made headlines when he apparently mistook a rock in his enclosure for an egg and feathered his nest to father the stone, sitting on it for stretches, presumably waiting for it to hatch. Well, the internet fell in love with this lovebird and his would-be nest egg and implored this sanctuary to swap it out with a real chick. So that's exactly what they did. An injured orphaned eaglet introduced to Murphy in captivity, and the pair have been bonding ever since. The sanctuary says there's a learning curve, but Murphy has already instigated feeding and is modeling behavior. He's a great stepdad. That's our time for now. There he is. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.